Scholars, it is so good to see you. You are on that work grind. I appreciate the hustle.
I'm including this in the video. Worst side hustle experiences. I have been looking into multiple side hustles. Some of them have been great. For those that are great, I will continue to tell you about them. But others have not been so great. Today, I'm going to tell you about the worst side hustles that I have experienced. Name a few specifically, and just some situations that you can be on the lookout for as you are hustling. Okay, let's get to it. Hi guys, and welcome back, scholars. If you don't know what a scholar is, well, let me tell you. A scholar is someone who has enrolled into Teacher Dacia's classroom by clicking on the red enrollment button below. It says subscribe, but it's the enrollment button to become a scholar, one of Teacher Dacia's scholars. So welcome to the classroom. Today's lecture, again, is about worst side hustle experiences. Let's get into it. Really, there aren't any announcements, but wait, there is one thing that I would like to tell you guys. I got a little dolled up, as you can tell, and some of those things that I did to get dolled up involved nails. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. They didn't sponsor this video, but I do have like an affiliate link with them, so I want to tell you about it. But basically, the company is called Dashing Divas. Look at the nails. I don't know if you can see the nails. I absolutely love these. Even before I became an affiliate, I was crazy about them. I have like 3 palettes that I use, but basically they're peel and stick nails. Like, they don't even look like it. It looks like I got a manicure, but I absolutely love them. So if you want to get you some too and get a little dolled up, be a little dolled up scholar, then click the affiliate link in the description below, okay? All right, I just wanted to tell you guys that. Let's start today's lecture that ends today's announcement. Again, worst side hustle experiences. Really? This video could have been just about one main side hustle experience. That's the experience I'm going to tell you about right now. So let me give you a little bit of background. In the early stages of my hustling career, I guess is what we'll call it, I signed up to be on Fiverr and Upwork. Okay. So what those companies do is basically a marketplace for freelancers and those who are looking for freelancers to do work for them. And more specifically, especially with Fiverr, you can get paid for like $5 for doing something like making a post, designing channel art, just anything you can do that could help out with anyone. Okay, and that's where companies or entrepreneurs alike can go and say, hey, can you do this for me? Yeah, give me this. Okay. Upwork is similar, except I think the brand or the entrepreneur, they can actually go there and make a post and be like, hey, this is what we want. This is what we're looking for. You can make a bid or you can apply to work with us. So it's more of a traditional job opening format to me, because from what I remember, Fiverr does not have that same system. Like, those companies can't go on there and make a bid. They can only come to you. So I hope that makes sense. If you want me to go further into detail on how to actually sign up for that or some different services they provide, let me know. But for now, I'm leaving them alone. And here's why. So Fiverr, I have no complaints against Fiverr. The only thing I really didn't like about Fiverr is that it requires a lot of self-promotion, self-marketing. It doesn't do a lot of pushing your ad out to others. Like, you would need your own source and be like, hey, you can contact me through Fiverr and things like that. So I never got any hits on there. That drove me to Upwork, where I could go and look for different opportunities. At the time, I was looking to provide the service of being a proofreader. So it allowed me to go and look for different opportunities of being a proofreader for different companies, which there actually is a market for, which I thought was really cool. I saw one that seemed interesting. I don't have any screenshots because I tried to forget this as soon as it happened. I went there to look for or to apply to the position, and I heard back. Now, Upwork, they do have a direct messaging. Like, you can message each other in Upwork. They have that on their platform. But when they messaged me, they asked if we could chat outside of Skype, which I thought would be okay. You know, I'll try it out. And of course, always be on alert. I always try to have my guard up when I am dealing with anyone, because yeah, there are some genuine people out here looking for help, but you have some scammers out here as well. So I was on alert, but they didn't ask for any of my extremely personal information. So I reached out to them via Skype as they requested. I continued to have the conversation, and they even sent me some paperwork, like a questionnaire, to be like, can you give us an example of your proofreading skills? Like, can you look at this text for us and edit it for us? And can you just give us a bit more information about yourself? Which I thought was pretty standard. So here is where the red flags start to pop up a bit more or become more clearer. Okay, guys. So I have more receipts. Okay, this is the Monday before this video is about to go up. This part will probably not be as edited, so just bear with me, okay? But I found like all of the messages that I've had, and I'm going to try to put them on the screen right here so you can see it. So, all right, I found all the messages. This is why I don't delete my messages. I start off because, like I mentioned, they sent me a file via OneDrive, and then from there asked me to go on Skype, but eventually we ended up on Skype. All right, and so I had to tell them my name, I guess identify myself. They gave me a code to send to this person on Skype. You can read everything that it's saying, but they sent me kind of a rundown. And then as soon as I was online, they wanted me to do it within like the next 30 minutes. So they sent it to me. I sent the answers. They said they received the answers, and then they will check with the HR manager. And I had to wait. So a few minutes passed, like 10 minutes passed, and they just received the grading. Now here is where they start asking for my information. So they ask for my full name, my email address, and my home address, and my contact number. Now they give a reason for all of these, so I thought again it was legit. So I sent them all the information, and they said that they'll do it so the employment contract will be drafted. Now this project, again, you can read all of that there. It was for 7 different chapters. Payment will be $140 per chapter. So cool freelancing gig, right? Okay, so I'm asking, like, will this contract end once all 7 chapters are completed? And they were like, yes, but if you're great, then we'll hire you again. Okay, after I passed the questionnaire, they mentioned that they would need to send me some equipment. I was taken aback because why would they need to send me equipment if all I was doing was going to be a proofreader? Like, why would it need to be special equipment or your personal, not personal equipment, but like company equipment if I'm working from home as a freelancer? To complete your assignment, you will be working with a set of equipment. This includes a laptop that will come with custom-made project monitoring software to follow up on your progress, an advanced anti-malware software program for security as phishing attempts are on the rise. We only want you to execute our assignment on this official device. All costs and expenses associated with this project will be fully paid by the company. Funds will also be provided when the time is right to return the equipment after our job contracts are over. Do you understand, and did you receive your employment letter? So they emailed me the employment letter. Now, the thing I don't understand now about this, because at the time I had never worked with like another company from home, but even when working with live ops with actual legitimate companies like Bath and Body Works or Netflix or TurboTax, I would think for them they would need to send me some actual equipment, so that way it's not on my personal equipment. But even with them, they have software that allows me to be on like a virtual private network, so that way everything is still secure. I don't have anything on my personal equipment. So why can they use the same thing? You don't need to provide the equipment because I come with my own equipment. So I was okay with it as long as I didn't have to pay for it. And they said I didn't have to pay for it. And I was under the impression that it would be sent to me, and that again was a bit of a red flag, but we were still working things out. I was still trying to get everything finalized. But then they mentioned that they wanted to send me a money order or a cash or check or whatever. And I was like, They keep going. I try to ask for a bit more information. They said that the company will be issuing me a check, and this will be for purchase of all the equipment. So I said, okay, will you be sending a check to purchase all of these needed materials? Or I'm just verifying that you're going to be paying for this. And they said, yes. And which financial institution do I operate with? So this is where I start to be more on guard. Like, hey, I don't want to give you my bank account. So I say I can be reached through PayPal or the Cash App, which I think are pretty legitimate options as a freelancer. They can't do it. I asked what could be used as an alternative, and they asked the same question. I told them who I bank with, but they can use Zelle. I have Zelle, and that goes directly to my checking account. Could not do that. Okay, I didn't even see this. It says, okay, we'll forward this now and get back to you. I am from the same race as you, by the way. So you have upper hand. Delete this last message from me, please. I didn't delete it. I'm using it for content. I don't even understand what that means. You saying that you are a black person too, so I don't even understand what that means. Then it says, am I aware of my daily mobile deposit limit? Why is that a question? Why do you need to know my daily mobile deposit limit? But I tell them, okay, I will notify you once the check is ready. And so I was like, okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. So I send them, they even say, oh, you are a preferred candidate in all of this. Okay, and it was a bit intriguing because it was over like $1,000. But I was like, that does not seem right. So they sent me some paper, some information, and the information had a bank name on it. And the bank was a legit bank. And I called that bank to be like, hey, so I'm just trying to check the reliability or the legitimacy of this company or of this person. And just after all of that, I still don't know if I got a clear answer. And even the bank themselves was just like, you know what? Hey, how about you just find something else? The way they send me the check, they send it to me via a PDF document. Hi, are you still available? Print it out. So he is forwarding me the check, or they are forwarding me the check. They want me to print it out, do a mobile deposit, endorse it, and print out the front and back of the check. And so I say, okay. And so they send it on Skype, and they say proceed to print it out. And I said, okay, we'll do, but I'm trying to wait it out. Okay, because I want, like I said, I want to verify this information. So I said, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to verify this information. And I said, because he was trying to ask, have I been able to print it? Like, he really wanted me to print this check. And I said, I'm waiting to hear back from the bank that was mentioned on the check. He was like, do you have a problem with it? I said, yes, they're saying they can't verify the information. And they want me to wait to follow up to tomorrow. And so like 2 minutes later, he says, are you working with us or not? Already having deadline for this. Supposed to have started by now, if not for the holiday. So immediately he goes from this worried, concerned potential employer to this like aggravated employer. That's what I'm picking up. So I just say, okay, I would like to work for you all, but before depositing this much money to my account, I would like to verify the information. I try to be cautious in all my business dealings. If this conflicts with your deadline, I understand if you must choose someone else. Is there any way you can send a cashier's check instead? And the last message I've ever gotten from this person, that's a check issued from the finance in which they've arranged with the vendor since the day you were hired. It's not about being cautious. It's also about me making the check happen. I may lose my job because it doesn't make sense to go back and tell them to approve another name for another check. You should have told me. Okay, I respectfully decline this position. Have a great day. And that's what my family was informing me to do as well. So I was like, you know what? Thanks for the opportunity, but I'm going to have to decline. But it was just a very funny experience for me, because if I was money hungry or greedy, then I tried to get that information and tried to get that money into my account. Who knows what could have happened? They could have stolen my identity, stolen my bank account information. I know this might be a bit dramatic, but things like that happen. That's just something to be on guard of as a freelancer. Beware of the scams, just different companies trying different things. And that's something that's difficult to do because we have to try so many different things. Side hustling, freelancing is not really safe as far as it's not the safe option. Not saying you will get harmed if you do freelancing. How am I trying to say this? It's not as regulated, I guess you would say, as if you were an employer or an employee, you know, being part of a union. You have to be on your P's and Q's and on top of everything, because if not, someone like that could get over you easily. So just be on guard. Like with the virtual assistant thing that I'm doing and trying to help different ones out with freelancing, just making sure you have, even if you don't have a contract, but everything is typed out. Like, I know I like sending voice messages, and that's easier for me. Most of the time, that's what I'm going to do. But if I'm communicating with a client and we're talking numbers and everything, I like to write that out, especially if we haven't gotten into a contract yet, just to be like, hey, no, I have the receipts. I have the screenshots to prove this is what you said, and this is what we agreed to. This is kind of like also a warning experience, but hopefully a warning example to show you what to be aware of. I could go into more detail maybe in the future of things you should be aware of as a freelancer, like how to make sure you're covered and everything with all of that. That's just my little story as far as the worst side hustle I've ever tried. This one, I think I specifically just wanted to talk about because it wasn't about the money. It was just about the safety and the possibility that I could have been scammed. I think this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, but I hope it was still helpful. Homework assignments for the classroom. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and you have enrolled into the classroom here on YouTube, because pretty soon I am going to announce the giveaway and announce the opening. It's just make sure you're following me on all those platforms at Teacher Daisha. Also comment below if you have any questions about Upwork, Fiverr, or any more side hustles that you have heard of, would like me to do some research on. And also make sure you have signed the attendance sheet below by clicking the like button. Okay, so that's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Class dismissed. If you want to know about more side hustles that I've tried, watch this particular episode. I talked about all of the best and worst side hustles in a tier list. Let me know if there are any of those side hustles that you want me to talk more about in a future video. Okay, bye.